because it's really the moment that I knew I wanted to be a writer. I was 11 years old in St. Louis, and I was encouraged to enter an essay contest sponsored by AAA, Automobile Association of America, down on Lindell Boulevard. And we were to write essays about what it meant to be a school patrol boy. Remember the white web belts? And what I really wanted to write about was the fact that I liked being a patrol boy because I got out of school early every day. But I didn't. I wrote something else instead. For the life of me, I wish I had that essay. It would be a very good document to have today. But the point is, I won the contest. And there was an article in the Post-Dispatch, and I got an award and all this and that. But the big prize was Augie Bush sent a limo to our home out in West St. Louis County. I lived right off Manchester Road, as far as Musial could sock a hardball, an original alignment of Route 66. I sold the Post-Dispatch at the corner of Barry and Manchester, right on the Mother Road. And that's how I broke it. I had a 55-gallon drum, remember those, with fire. I had a battered stand. It was a great corner. Everybody had to stop. And right behind me was the 10 Mile House, a great tavern. And of course, kids could walk into taverns back then, so I'd walk in with an armful of newspapers. 4 o'clock, all the salesmen are at the bar with their satchels drinking Boilermakers, and I'd get a buck from every guy. That was great. So, Bush sends this limo to our home. And I think, I know it was the first time I ever rode in a limo, and probably the first time my father did. And they took us to the sports park. That's 3 stadiums ago. Grand and Dozier, great old stadium. And we were greeted and heralded there, and they took my father and said, Mr. Wallis, we're going to put you in a box seat. Anything you want tonight. All the beer you can drink, whatever you want. And I'm just this little boy, and I didn't know what was going to happen. They said, Michael, you come with us. And they opened the gate, and they said, come on. And I stepped onto the field. And, you know, I was levitating there. I really was. I was speechless. I was actually on the field. And they said, this great PR guy said, you know, we're not supposed to do this, but tonight you're going to sit in the dugout with the Cards. And I don't remember much that happened the next few minutes, but all of a sudden I'm in the dugout. They had just finished batting practice, and in a few moments I'm sitting on the bench, and the Cards start coming out of the clubhouse, and here are all these guys that I adored. And they were so nice to this little kid, you know. So on this side of me, I have Kenny Boyer, who is an excellent third baseman, and on this side of me, I had number 6, Stan Musial. God, what a sweetheart. I mean, it was just a wonderful experience, and it was heightened because we were playing the Cubs. They're still, I think most of you know, they still have a team up in Chicago to this day. And I actually have always felt sorry for the Cubs, and I'm sure you do too, a good Christian charity. But I didn't feel sorry for them that night, and it ended up, this is classic, bottom of the 9th, the Cubs are up on us by 2 runs. We have 2 outs. We've got 2 men on base, and Musial's up to bat. And if you ever saw Musial, you know, he batted left-handed, he'd put his feet close together, he'd get back in that box and kind of wiggle his rear end, and then he'd peek it around that bat, and it was running maybe even a full count, but the point is, he hit a walk-off home run when we won the game. And the whole stadium erupted, and I erupted, and I'm hugging Cardinals, and they're hugging me, picking me up. And, there was all this commotion and pictures taken. And then they got me back with my dad, and they got us in a limo, My father was exuberant, and he was so proud and happy, and we talked about the game, and I've got a signed Musial ball, and a signed Boyer ball, and a signed team ball, and I've got all this other stuff. And, you know, I was just in heaven. And as we're riding home talking, there came that moment where there's a bit of a pause, and we settle into our own thoughts. And that's the moment I'm talking about. Because it was exactly at that moment I looked out into the darkness, and I thought to myself,